Arnav's here. Doing my groups. Bye. There's Arnav over. Oh, here, hop, he. Just need to hold on, guys. We're gonna let everybody in. Okay. There's Jonathan's dad, cartoon. All right, we're gonna give everybody a minute to get in if they want to join us. Okay, let's see. There's Genesee. Hi, Genesee. Give everybody a minute to. Ooh, where'd I go? Where'd I go? Hold on.
Oh, I see.
There we are. We disappeared. Okay.
So because
Let's see.
Clicks out of it, it's gonna go.
Okay, we'll just wait like 2 more minutes and then we'll get started.
So turn on the video, Jonathan. No, right there.
There's Arnav, Genesee, Dean. Nope, Jonathan. There's Jonathan. There he is.
So to go back and forth, he's gonna have to. If you get off this screen, you could click back down here to bring this screen back up. Okay. She can hear me.
good morning.
Ding dong. Okay, hold on. Wait, Taylor, where'd you go? Taylor's coming. There's Taylor. No. Oh, there's Taylor. You're so dark. Are you sitting in a dark room? Okay. Ding dong. It's like my house. Okay. All right. Hello. So since it's Snap, and then I noticed when I went in there, you guys are missing part of the picture that you were supposed to answer a question for. So we're gonna kind of there. So if you, I would just pull it up so you guys can do it with me at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
And if not, I'm gonna record it anyways, and you can always, and I'll send it to you, and you can always go back and copy it if I go too fast. Wait, I know I'm recording. Okay.
Okay.
It's coming to our party. You don't see anybody else yet? Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to that screen so you can see it, and then I can show you the piece that was missing from yours. Let's see. All right, Snap. Here we go. Okay. This is the one we are on today. So find this one. It should be slide 7, and it's the beginning of the earthquakes.
Miss Olsen, I only have one computer and I don't know how to split the screen.
You don't know how to split the screen? That's okay.
Me neither. I can't even see how you're doing that. All I can see is your screen, and I'm like, oh, I'll get that. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, that's your screen.
That's okay. If you don't have it, you can always, like, I usually just open up different tabs, but what you can do is you can just hang out with me and just look at my screen, and then I'll just send this to you guys anyways because it's recorded, and then you can type in your answer. Then that'll be easier if you can't figure it out. I gotta make this so I can't see everybody's cute little faces here. There we are. Okay. Let me move everybody's cute little faces out of the way. So I am just, and if this has been annoying you that you don't like to type in this small area, you can always go to, you can always type it on another piece of paper if you don't know how to use it in slides. Okay, so we'll just do it that way. Don't worry about having it open. I'll just record this and then send it, and you guys can copy it. Okay, super duper.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys been, this is part of your science actually, but that's why we've been doing this Snap unit, is because then it's teaching you the science you're supposed to be learning in class. So this is on earthquakes. Has anyone ever been in an earthquake?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, I have. It was tiny.
Yeah. We've been in
And
some
my
tiny
parents were
ones.
like, what the heck's going on? Because our pool water level kept changing.
Oh.
I was actually at my it was my Aunt Mary's house, and she had a pool as well with similar effects. It was actually one of those major it was weak in the area, but it was actually fairly major near the Joshua Tree National Park. Actually, it was a fairly major earthquake. It was 7.7.
Interesting.
It's strong. So
All right, so if you just joined me, I said that you guys are missing part of this picture, which is, I don't know how it got cut off. So that's why it's good we're doing this together. Would have been confused. All right, so I'm just gonna draw like we would in class. I'm gonna read it. And then if there's any words we don't know or any words I wanna go over, it's just like we're all together in the classroom, but we're not. All right, so I'll read it to you and you can just listen and follow along. All right, let me make sure nobody's reading anywhere. I like all the noises. You can always mute yourself if you don't want me to hear your interesting noises at your house. All right. All right. Earthquakes. So this is a rapid change, obviously. The other type of force changes the Earth's surface very quickly. This method of change includes events such as earthquakes, landslides, and volcanic eruptions. So that's what you're going to be doing next week is landslides and volcanoes. So earthquakes frequently produce rapid changes. The surface of the Earth consists of large pieces called tectonic plates. Hold on, let me get some on here. Admit, okay. Okay. There we go. All right, I already read that. These plates sometimes move apart, creating large gaps. Sometimes, however, plates crash into one another. When the moving together of the tectonic plates takes place, one plate slips over or under a second one, which is what you're missing part of the picture of. Okay. So whichever way the plates shift, I might mute some of you just because I hear fun noises from your house. All right, whichever the way the plates shift away or towards each other, the land shakes. This shaking causes the Earth to crack or change shape. More than 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water. Consequently, many earthquakes take place under the ocean, if you didn't know that. When an earthquake happens under the ocean, it may cause a tsunami. A tsunami is a series of large waves coming from the site of the earthquake. Waves travel across the ocean in all directions. When they reach land, this huge mass of water can destroy buildings and roads all along coastline. So we haven't had tsunamis, but other countries have. So the question that was really supposed to go with this was this one. See it on my screen. It says explain how the graphs on page 8 contribute to the text. And if you notice, that's not page 8, that's page 7. So I messed up there. And we're going to use the race strategy. And if you don't remember what that is, that's why we're doing it together anyways. But I think this part of the picture. Do you see that on my screen? So this,
yeah, I see that.
okay, so what we're answering in our question, we're not doing like a summary of each paragraph because we don't have all that. We're going to explain what this picture means using the text that's up here. So let's just look at this picture because you don't have it because it got cut off like right here. All right, so if you know about the Earth, there's the Earth's crust and the Earth's mantle. Is that Taylor? It is Taylor. Okay, so here's a tectonic plate and here's a tectonic plate. Here's the Earth's crust. So this is called a fault line. Some people in LA live right on a fault line, so they get earthquakes a lot whenever the Earth moves or shakes or does anything. So whenever these tectonic plates either move together or move apart, or they slide under each other like this, a lot of people, some people in LA live on the San Andreas Fault, and they live on a fault line, so they get earthquakes. So that's when an earthquake happens. So you were missing this, so that's not helpful. So we just want to go back just to check in with you. And I muted some of you, so you might have to unmute yourself if you know. So I think everybody in this group that showed up knows what frequently means. If the word tectonic plate confuses you, it's just a scientific term, don't worry about it. Pieces of the Earth that move. All right. Let's see if there's any other words that were confusing. And this is actually, I'll explain to you later. There's a second part to this slide, but we're not using it today. Tsunamis. Okay, I think all these words are pretty easy. Unless you guys want to ask me, but besides tsunami. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use as our question. I just kind of wrote it wrong. I probably should have put on page 7. So if you know how to tab over, you can type this as I'm typing it, or I said I'm recording this and I'll just email it to you, and then you can type it after. Or if you want to write it on a piece of paper, I have a piece of paper right here. So we're going to explain how this graph goes with what we just read about. So if you remember race, let me make it bigger this for you guys. So R, what does R stand for? Anyone? Benjamin? You've done, oh, I got to unmute you.
Restate.
Restate. Okay, thank you. Restate the question. So the question is how the graphs, and I don't know why contribute. That just means what do they, how do they go with the writing? So I would probably just restate this question. So if you're writing this, or you can just watch me do it and then do it later. Although last week some of you did the fable with me, but then didn't do the actual document. So make sure you go back and do this later if you're not doing it now. All right, so the graphs on page 7 show how an earthquake happens. Oops, I missed all that. And if you don't know how to type into Google Slides and you get to be teeny tiny, you can make the letters bigger. You can even actually make your text box bigger and write way over here if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Then A is kind of answer the question. So I kind of use this, the information is going to come from here and here. So I'm going to use, I know I'm going to use evidence from the text and also kind of answer in my own words. All right. So I don't think I can, well, let me put a text box over the words. But let me go back to here. So how does an earthquake happen? Anyone? Ben, Colin?
An earthquake happens actually when tectonic plates like collide.
I was just going to say that. I have that written down. So I'm going to write that as part of my A.
It says the graph on page 7 show.
Oh, sorry. See? Go back and check my stuff. Although I usually do it at the end. Move. So this is not from the text yet. I was just kind of adding some more explanation on my A. Your A and your E can kind of switch around. It's just a model to follow, so you remember to put text evidence in. Because you guys are going to 5th grade. Okay, so now we want to go back and find something that is from the text, which we tend to forget, some of us, when we're not there, and Mrs. Olson and Mrs. Miller are making us do it. So I kind of like this right here as an explanation too. Whichever way the plates shift away or towards each other, the land shakes. This shaking causes the earth to crack or change shape. Okay. I'm going to use this as my evidence, as my C, which means site evidence. It doesn't mean, that's what C means if you don't know. So that is hard to go back and forth between the screens though. Okay, so I'm going to make it easier for myself. I'm going to write this on another piece of paper. Thank you, Jonathan, for your drumming. Okay, so I'm going to write this on another piece of paper because I can't remember it all. Whichever way the plates shift away, or thank you for being patient with me. You guys only have like 3 more weeks of this. Thumbs up if you think that's fantastic. you want to continue with it all summer. Okay, let me just get the shake. I'm trying to use it. Hold on. Causes, I should have you guys do it because you guys can see it. Change shape. Okay, I got it written down. Now I can. So I would like to see in yours, wherever you do it, so I know you took it from the text, the author or paragraph 8 or the author states or whatever. In 5th grade, those are going to be the most important things. The teacher's going to expect that from you. Paragraph 8. So then you put comma, quotation marks, put your text that you want. Here's my text. Jonathan, you didn't catch me on that one. I make a mistake. Shaking pauses. Also, next week, some of you are going to be changing to Mrs. Miller's group so I can see some other people. Crunch. Not crunch. What's that word? Who can see it on this one? You guys can't. Don't. Crack, not crunch. I put crack. I put crunch. Okay. Crack. Okay, and then make sure you put it in quotation marks. So we have our R, we restated the question. We have our A, we kind of answered the question, and then you gotta have your evidence, which I have there. And then an E just means like a little extra explanation. You didn't catch me that I wrote that wrong. Basketball. Let's see. Let me just provide a little E here. Earthquake. So just as you guys know, I know I'm not at your house and I know I'm not giving you a grade on everything you do, but make sure you know you guys are going to do SNAP next year in 5th grade too. So you'll hear it race again. So this is all you're expected to do. If you wanted to add more, you could, but really you just need to restate it, answer it, give evidence, and that's it. Okay. So you can get this down now, or I said I'm just going to, this is recording right now, and I'm just going to email it to you, and then you can pause it, or you can write it down on another piece of paper. And then, or you can do your own. You don't have to use my exact one. But before you go anywhere, I want you to understand something for next week. Because if you notice, there's other ones like right here and right here. But when I made this, I didn't finish adding all the slides. And it won't let me add slides to your guys's because it's silly. So I had to make a new set of slides. So next week, you guys are going to change Google Classroom to a second set of slides called Snap 2. So it looks like this. So it will look similar. So you're not going to finish out the slides that you're on right now. But I added little videos of volcanoes and earthquakes and landslides. So that's why next week you're going to be changing to this. So, and then some of you are going to meet with Mrs. Miller. And then you only have 3 weeks left. Who's excited about that? Jonathan, are you excited about that?
Woo-hoo! Yes, I'm quite excited.
I think we're all quite excited. Mrs. Taberge was talking yesterday about having like on June 1st, like a car parade of teachers and students and
Everywhere?
out of your car, but we'll have a little.
Not a chance.
I know. Is that your hand, Colin?
And I've done Zoom before,
Yeah.
using these like functions and everything.
Oh, okay.
Emoji
When I do it
functions.
too, you can put it up so that you have like a question.
Only those.
Let me put it back to this screen though, because some of you were, I don't want to confuse you.
Yeah, why does the virtual background keep glitching out? Hold on.
I don't know. I don't have a virtual background. I just have my,
There's this
I
light
don't even
level.
know what that is.
There's something
I see
wrong
my-
with.
oh, you look like a
Wait.
skeleton. I just have my
Something wrong
beautiful
with
blank
the-
wall.
There's something wrong with my. There's something wrong with my light level all of a sudden.
Yes,
It
there
worked
is.
in my room before. Now my light level's broken. I don't know what's happening anymore.
I don't know either.
It does that. It's like making like the dark patches on me. It's showing the virtual background. So it's like part of me is showing while the rest of it's all blacked out. While the rest of it's all
Interesting.
covered up. I don't know what that's from. It's annoying too. It's annoying too. It's been doing this ever since I started using Zoom on my new iPad.
Oh, Benjamin, question? Are you playing with the settings? Hold on. Benjamin, do you have a question? Where'd you go? Where'd Benjamin go? I can't see
I
it.
can only see like four. I can
Oh,
only
there he
see
is.
4 people with a shared screen.
I know. Benjamin, did you have a question? You gotta unmute yourself. Let me unmute you.
I'm muted.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
I was just up there for something. It was like super weird for a second.
Oh, okay. Because it says like Benjamin has a question because you can do that on here too. But
Really?
anyways. All right. Oh, also just so you know, thanks for your basketball moves. Topic 13 is like your last official math test that you're taking, and then 14 and 15 and 16, I'm just gonna be using quick checks because 14 and they're kind of hard. And I don't want to, since I'm not really giving you direct instruction. So I'll just be using the quick checks. So try and take your time on quick checks. Okay, if you didn't take the test yet in topic 13, because it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, and you get confused, you can always ask me to email. Mrs. Miller recorded all the questions in her voice and gave little hints if you need help with it. But I think you took it. Taylor hasn't taken it yet, but so
I've taken it. I've taken it.
yeah. I took a few off that were kind of silly. So.
I just.
Right, Genesee? You used the Mrs. Miller thing I sent you or no? Why? You did a fine on it though. Okay, so I'm gonna email, well, I have to wait for this to close and then it has to load and then I'll email this to you if you wanna use it. And if you wanna do your own, that's fine too. I just know that you didn't have this picture, so that was kind of confusing. And if you know people that aren't able to join us, maybe you could tell them that are your friends that Mrs. Olson messed up and didn't include that.
Get back on.
I'm having it. Yeah, it's a little hard for me to copy everything down since I'm having to use. I'm having
I
like
know.
I'm having to switch apps entirely.
I
I'm having
know.
to switch from Zoom to Safari. It's all crazy.
Okay. Well, I think I can actually just share.
What? Share what?
I think I can share just a slide actually. Okay, anywho. All right. So there's another group coming on at 10:30. We're doing the exact same thing. And then next week, most of you are going to be with Mrs. Miller and some of you are still going to be stuck with me because she only does 2 groups. And we're going to go back to a story. You're welcome. And anybody doing the chair challenge? Anyone build a chair?
I didn't do it yet, but my dad said I had to for something.
He said you have to. Mrs. Thurman thought it'd be fun. She has another.
Why am I just about this?
Oh, I don't know, but she has another one next week on flipping water bottles, which I know some of you like to do. So
I do it with my
I know.
lunchbox all the time. It was literally something. Flipping lunchboxes was a huge thing back in my
I
old
don't
school.
really do any flipping anymore.
I don't know what it is, but it's always a May do. It's just for fun. Okay. All right. Well, have a good rest of the week. Have a good weekend. Do something fun, I guess. It's supposed to be really hot today, so if you're gonna
Is it?
do something, go out and do it now. Unless you have a pool,
What day is it?
go
I
swimming.
have a pool. I
I have a hot tub.
A pool.
I have a
I have-
pool.
Oh,
I have a pool.
Mine's gonna be 90.
not a
I
hot
have a
tub.
hot tub too, but that's just really gross and dirty.
Smokey doesn't
Yeah,
have a hot tub.
yeah, it's too hot.
Yeah, my mom just cleaned the hot tub. Honestly, once it gets colder in the evening, it's really nice.
I like
That's
mine
true.
more than-
All right, I'm gonna end this so that I can send it to you, or else it won't let me send it to you. Okay? Okay. Thanks for coming and meeting. I like to see your faces. That's my favorite part of this whole thing. I don't really care about the rest of it.
Yeah, but
just
my
auto
video
correct.
stopped. So, ha 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 ha.
Why does auto